Today, we're going to decode a fascinating world where ancient practices and cutting-edge science are coming together to give us more control over our own biology. We're talking about biohacking.
But let's start with a really powerful question. I mean, what if you weren't just a passenger in your own body? What if you could actually get in the driver's seat and start fine-tuning things? Like your energy, your focus, maybe even how you age. Well, that right there, that's the core promise of biohacking.
So what does that word even mean? Really, at its heart, biohacking is just the art and science of changing your environment, both outside and inside your body, so that you can have more say in how your biology works. It's all about becoming the architect of your own health.
Now, to really understand where we're going with all this, we first have to look back at where we came from. See, long before there were labs and lasers, our ancestors had this incredibly powerful playbook for health, and it was basically written by nature itself.
And what's so cool is just how simple and profound these methods are. We're talking about things like fasting, getting into some cold water, seeing the morning sun, or even just walking barefoot on the earth. These aren't new fads, you guys. These are time-tested strategies that our bodies literally evolved with. And each one gives us a huge biological benefit, from repairing our cells to calming down inflammation.
Let's just zoom in on one of these for a second, because it is so fundamental to how our bodies renew themselves. See, when you practice something like intermittent fasting, you're not just skipping breakfast. You're actually flipping this powerful biological switch called autophagy.
And the best way to think about autophagy is like your body's own internal housekeeping crew. It's this amazing process where your cells go around, they find all the old, damaged junk parts, and they clear them out. This makes room for total cellular renewal, for building newer, healthier, more efficient cells. It is quite literally out with the old, in with the new on a cellular level.
Okay, now let's fast forward, say, a few thousand years. We're going to jump from the wisdom of the earth to the code from the lab. This is where modern science just blows the doors open with unbelievable precision.
I mean, just look at this. The sheer scope of modern innovation is mind-blowing. We have tools our ancestors would have thought was straight-up magic. We're talking NAD+ infusions to directly boost our cellular energy. We've got these targeted compounds called senolytics that are designed to clear out old, malfunctioning cells. We even have things like hyperbaric oxygen therapy, HBOT, that can dramatically speed up healing. The level of precision is it's astounding.
And, some of these new tools do something that sounds like it's right out of a sci-fi movie. They're literally designed to hunt down and eliminate something called zombie cells. And yes, that's actually what scientists sometimes call them.
So what are these zombie cells? Well, the technical term is senescent cells. Basically, these are cells that get old and damaged, and they're supposed to die off, but they don't. They just kind of hang around. And what's worse, they start spewing out all these inflammatory signals that damage the healthy cells around them, which just speeds up the aging process. So these modern compounds, senolytics, they're designed specifically to go in and clear these guys out. So all this brings us to the big question, right? You've got thousands of years of evolutionary wisdom on one side, and then you've got the incredible precision of modern tech on the other. So, which one wins?
Well, as you might have guessed, the answer isn't that simple. See, ancestral wisdom is holistic. It creates these big, system-wide effects, and it's been fine-tuned over millennia of evolution. Modern science, it's kind of the opposite. It's super precise, offering these laser-focused interventions that are driven by hard data. They're two totally different but, equally powerful ways of looking at things.
And this is the crucial point. It's not about choosing one over the other. The real magic, the future of all of this, happens in the synthesis. It happens right where the old meets the new. Let's just look at a perfect example. You take an ancient practice, like intermittent fasting, and you pair it with a super modern tool, like NAD+ IV therapy. The combined benefit you get isn't just 1 + 1 = 2. No, it's synergistic. It leads to this incredibly deep cellular rejuvenation.
I love this analogy for why it works so well. Remember autophagy? Okay, so fasting triggers that cellular cleanup. It literally cleans the house. Then, NAD+ therapy comes in and provides all the raw energy and resources your shiny new cells need to thrive. It restocks the cellular pantry. It's a perfect 1-2 punch. One clears the way, the other rebuilds.
And this principle, it applies all over the place. For example, you can pair ancestral cold exposure with modern red light therapy. You put those two together, and you get this powerful boost in mitochondrial efficiency, which, by the way, is the absolute foundation of your body's energy production.
The analogy here is just fantastic. Exposing your body to cold signals it to build more mitochondria. You're literally building more cellular power plants. And then, red light therapy comes in and acts like a kind of high-octane fuel, supercharging those power plants to make them run way more efficiently. So, you build more of them, and then you make them better.
So, okay, let's bring this all home. What does this all actually mean for you? Well, it means you have a framework. You have a way to start designing your future self, using the absolute best tools from both the past and the present.
The path forward really boils down to a simple 3-step process. First, you honor that ancestral wisdom. You build a strong foundation with those low-cost, high-impact habits that have always worked. Second, you leverage modern science where it makes sense for targeted support. And third, and this is the most important step, you create that powerful synergy by intelligently combining the two.
Because at the end of the day, this is not a competition between old and new. The goal is to stop thinking in terms of either or and to start thinking in terms of and. It's all about building your own personalized bridge between the incredible wisdom of the past and the amazing technology of the future.
And that just leaves us with one final thought. We live in this unbelievable time where we have access to both sets of tools, the ancient and the futuristic. The playbook is right there, in your hands. So the only question left is, how are you going to build your future self?